There we go. We are live. Let me tweet this out. We are live. What's up, my people? Come on in. Come on in. Just tweeting all of this out. Homelander, what's good? What's good? What's good with you? Juan Sosa Gaming, what's good, player? What is good, player? Hope y'all doing good. Let me pull up the chat real quick. Want to make sure I see what y'all see. Definitely want to respond to all your comments. We're gonna talk about it. Y'all know I ain't been live for a while, so y'all know what it is. Hopefully the audio is good. Ice Queen, what's good, sweetheart? Hope you're doing good. My brother B Carter, Brian Carter, what's good, man? Hey, listen, I'm repping my Xbox shirt right now. You know what I'm saying? World's most powerful console. Y'all know how we get down. I don't want the Xbox dudes to, render me unconscious. J Gamer UK, what's good, player? What is good? Got my water. We're gonna be here for a minute. Yeah, I'm ready for this Microsoft, that Blizzard Activision deal to be done too. I'm tired of it. We've been talking about it too much. Hopefully we can get to some of these games, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to some games. Right. Oh, I got the chat up. Hey, listen, it's been some crazy stuff going on with these gamers in the street, man. This Blizzard Activision deal got them attacking journalists and all that stuff. Y'all know how it is. Absolutely. Some delusional stuff going on, you know? Anybody in the chat, y'all got a VR? Y'all got the PSVR? I tell you what, man. That PSVR is the truth. The PSVR 2. Sanyo.com, Gorilla, what is good? Abdi, what's good? He said, why does Colt Eastwood say the Xbox is the market leader? Hey, man, we're going to talk about it. Homelander said, man, I still got PSVR 1. Don't worry, brother. We're gonna get you up there. It's 2023. All right, what else we got here? I think some more people gonna come. I tried tweeting it out. Y'all know I haven't really did videos in a while, so if y'all can, go ahead, share it out for me. If y'all can. If not, that's fine. We're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna make it do what it do. I got some incoming memes. We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. Here it is, 2023. I remember, and I'll take y'all back just a little bit. Back in let's go to 2019. Yeah, 2019. We had, was it Project Scorpio? Or was it Scarlet? I can't remember. I think it was Scarlet. Scarlet, Scorpio, whatever. Either way, they both had the microchips in the mouth with the 8K on it, stuff like that. And Microsoft made a bunch of promises, that they haven't been able to live up to. We're talking about Halo. They made a bunch of promises with that game. They made a bunch of promises with VR. A ton of promises with having the better hardware, 4K 60 minimum, 120. The Series S was a 1440p 120 machine. Full RDNA 3, full RDNA 2, whatever, Gamer O'Malley was good, player. It was good. KP was good. It was good, y'all. Yeah, they made all these promises, and I tell you, most of them, probably about 95% of them haven't panned out. And that's a huge problem. It's a problem for Microsoft because they are about to spend $70 billion or attempt to, which I'm gonna be honest, I hope it goes through so they can just shut up. Then I guess we're just gonna have to deal with COD and Overwatch and stuff for the next decade. But at the end of the day, I kind of think Xbox is going out pretty sad. The way that they've changed this fan base to being a top-notch fan base that were all about the games until like this cult almost. Fernando Perez was good, brother. He said, yeah, the power of the four titans. Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do, man. Because if you think about it, Sony has the best games in the world. Now they got the highest fidelity VR. We're talking about console. I don't care about PC, so we're gonna leave PC out of this. They got the mind share. They got the services. I mean, the games that they include inside their services are way better than Game Pass. Now we find out, all these games continuously runs better on the PS5. How do you explain that? You got 12 T-flops. You got your clocks running at full speed at all times. And I'm hearing fanboys, the Xbox fan base. Now they're talking about something about Sony paying these developers to have parity and to undercut the Xbox Series X consoles. And that's crazy, because if you look at games like Atomic Heart, Microsoft had the marketing for that. Not only did Microsoft have the marketing for that, shit, they put the game in Game Pass. They paid for it. How do you explain that? I mean, they went 2 years talking about the tools. Wait to E3. E3 is canceled now. Now what? J Gamer UK, don't forget Pastor saying PSVR 2 is blinding. Yeah, man. My brother, Pastor. Brother down bad, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, I never considered that Microsoft would be in the same state that they were last generation. The only thing difference is, they have a service, but without the games that people really want to have, I mean, I don't know. Sony just had a state of play for VR and stuff like that. I like some of those games that they showed. Of course, I want to see more Street Fighter. We got to see that, some more games. But I've been on VR all day, man. I've been sweating. Man, it's just been crazy. Carol Anchor, what's good? What's good? What's good? Absolutely, I'm back. I am back. Yeah, Queen, you got the PS Plus games for March. Let's take a look at that. I think I captured the screenshot of some of those games that's coming. Let me find that list. Wow. I mean, if you think about what Sony showed at the State of Play, now it may not be for you, but they showed Destiny 2 Lightfall, which a lot of people are interested in. They showed Suicide Squad. Chia is going to be in March. That's going to be part of March. March is PlayStation Plus. So I mean, hey, that's amazing. Jazz, what's good, my brother? Thank you for coming over, man, showing your support. Y'all go check out Jazz's channel over there with the grinders, the Grindhouse. I'm always going through over on his podcast and stuff like that, having fun. So guys, go and sub him. A game called Humanity, Resident Evil 4. You know that's a day one. That's going to be in PSVR 2. So we got Street Fighter, Baldur's Gate 3. And I want to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. We're going to talk about a little bit more about that and that whole fiasco. We got Goodbye Volcano High, if you're interested in that. The Foglands, a VR game. Looking forward to that. That's a day one game for me. Green Hell VR, day one. Day one. A game Synapse, day one. And Before Your Eyes. I want to see what that's about. So these are just some games that they showed at State of Play. This is just a random State of Play. Shows you, I think, 4 or 5 PSVR games and the rest recap of some of the stuff. We finally got a full roster list for Street Fighter 6. I got a new fight stick and everything for that. CTR2, my brother, what's good, man? Long time no see. Long time no see. I've been in VR, man. So, man, I've been in the trenches. I've been playing Pavlov and a ton of other games. I'm going to tell you guys, there's a free game, a free VR game that they just released that I tried. Go give that a try. I'm going to tell you what it is. Give me a second. It's a game called, what is it? Cactus Cowboy, Plants at War. It's actually a nice little shooter, and it's free. You can't be mad at free, right? But my roster of PSVR games, I have Pavlov, I have the Kayak VR Mirage, Cosmonius High. That was a free demo of that game. Drums Rock. Listen, I tried it. It's a demo out. Just try it. If you try it, you're gonna buy it. Man, I swore I was a drummer. I was a rock and roll drummer. Love that. Of course, I've been in. You guys can see my gameplay in VR right now on the stream of Gran Turismo. I tried Resident Evil Village. Oh my God. VR is the only way to play that game. The haptic feedback, if you have a shotgun or something like that, you can really feel it. Horizon Forbidden West, I did get the PSVR 2 bundle. So, yeah, so that's the system seller right there. Levon, what's good, my brother? Long time no see, man. I haven't tried air guitar, but Drums Rock, oh my God, listen. I'm not a drummer, but I feel like I'm a drummer when I'm playing it. I tried the Star Wars. I have the Pro Era Football, the NFL. You're really a freaking quarterback in the game. Try that. Just try it and thank me later. Yeah, those are just some of the games that Sony has on top of the 30 that they already had releasing day one. We got a couple more dropping in the next few weeks. There was a launch window within within February and March. So a lot of these games, Firewall Ultra, I think it's coming the middle or the end of March. So that's another day one game. And some of these things are system sellers. I mean, just try Gran Turismo 7 in VR. That's it. That's it. Yeah, but I think Rookie Now was good. He said, Jazz, Xbox fanboy, as psychologist, explains what's become of the conspiracy. Yeah, listen, you have the world's richest company with the world's most powerful console, and they're still blaming Sony for them not having the better version of multiplats, for them. They're just blaming Sony for everything, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, what else do you want? Sony, right, is a $100 billion, $90 to $100 billion company. Well, Microsoft is a $2 trillion company. Are you blaming the? Come on, man. What are we doing here? They'll do everything but blame management, and that's what it is. They're threatening developers. They're threatening other journalists. I don't know. I don't know. And looking at Digital Foundry and some of their insight on it, listen, there's no RDNA 3 features or RDNA 2 features that's going to change this. And I heard someone say, well, it's because Microsoft has yet to implement some RDNA features that's going to change the game. And see, that there is the same shit that they said last generation with Xbox One, about how there was some hidden GPU that needed to be unlocked with DX11. I mean, some of these conspiracy theories, we've heard them before. We've been there, done that. Been there, done. Listen, we've been waiting for 3 years for the tools. Now, my thing is, where are the games? Where are the games? I mean, you're sitting around waiting for Starfield. You wait for Redfall. I don't know, man. I don't think those are going to be the games to save the day. Sony still has a shitload of games. Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, not including the Silent Hill 2s, the Death Stranding 2s, and all the other games that they have cooking. Naughty Dog's games, Guerrilla Games' second game, whatever, everybody, the rest of their first party. The Ruham, my brother, what's good, player? What is good, man? Soldier Life, what's good? What's good? What's good? Space Wolf, what's good with you? What's good, my people? Hey, man, it's good seeing y'all back, man. I know I've been gone for a while, but your boy's back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to do these more regularly. Persona, my brother. Hey, brother, I just had a 10-hour stint in VR, man. My head is tore up. Man, I've been fighting, sweating. Oh, that's another game. It's a sword game in VR. It only costs $20. Give it a try. It's pretty fun. It's a lot of these games are fun. I haven't ran into one that I was like, eh. Fernando Perez was good. Listen, I got my Xbox shirt on today. You know what I'm saying? The swordsman. Shout out to through him. Yes, I got my Xbox. I'm repping, man. Team Green. 12 T-flops. Listen, we already have fun with PlayStation 5, with just the standard games. But once you go to VR, it's a wrap. It's over. The generation is over already. It's Christmas. Neil, what's good, player? What is good? Hey, Levon, hey, I got a Series S and a Series X, man. I'm just waiting to put them shits to use. You know what I'm saying? Mario Heat, 52 CUs. See, here's the thing. They started this generation with the power. They left last generation with the power. And it should always be about games. Look at Nintendo. They have the weakest console out there, but that thing flies off the shelf still 5-6 years later because of the games. At this point in time, all I want to hear from Microsoft and their executives is games. Show me some release dates and show me some new games. I don't want to hear about the multiplats. I don't want to hear about stuff that's going into Game Pass. Show me why I bought the world's most powerful console. That's all I want to, because we spend a lot of money on these consoles, man. A lot of money. Like they say, gaming is an expensive hobby. I mean, and they've been promising us stuff ever since the Xbox One X. Xbox One X was supposed to solve the problems. Still no games. Series X and Series S comes out. Still no games. And on top of that, you can't even claim the power anymore because you have no games to showcase the power. You have no VR. They promised that. Jimmy Choo was good, player. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. Heat the Heathen Stevens. 47 was good. Absolutely. Listen, there is nothing Forza Motorsport is going to do to combat GT7. We tried to tell them. We tried to tell them. They didn't want to listen. T. Harris, big facts. I'm going to keep my foot on their neck, man. I'm trying to make Xbox great again. I'm trying to represent. You know, I could have came here with a PlayStation shirt, but now I wanted to show y'all, man, hey, listen, Sony showed out. You know what I'm saying? They showed up, they showed out. They had the games, they had the VR, they adapted the 1440p, the VRS, the VRR, and all the other stuff that dudes was hollering about on the Team Xbox. Now it's like, it's your turn, Xbox. When are you going to show the RDNA 3 features or whatever that you guys claim, you know? Show us the Kraken, the Velocity engine, Rapid Pack Math, all of that shit that these guys are still saying is the cure. This is the cure for performance. There is no way in the world Atomic Heart should have been running better on the PlayStation 5. There is no way in the hell that what is it? The Harry Potter game, the Hogwarts Legacy. Fatal, what's good, my brother? It's good to see you, man. Long time no see. Y'all remember they said that the PS5 was a RDNA 1 and GCN hybrid, remember? Johnny, what's good, player? Good to see you, man. I am back. I am back. I just want to know, man. Man, I don't know what they can do. They have more studios than Nintendo and Sony combined, I think. And yet they spent all of 2022 with no games. Now I'm hearing dudes say that it's because Sony are paying developers to hold back the Xbox, or the Xbox developers can't use RDNA 2 and RDNA 3 features from the Xbox because it's gonna clash and make the PS5 that much more weak. And oh my God, I'm hearing all of these crazy shit. Then you got the people at Windows Central, JS Gordon and all those guys. They come in with the conspiracy theories because Baldur's Gate, they're having a hell of a time trying to get that game running on the Xbox Series S and Series X. So it's a possibility they may launch this game on PC and PlayStation, and then later try to work out the bugs or work out what's going on with the Xbox. Why didn't Microsoft send some developers over to these guys if that's the case? And this is happening more. This is happening more and more. So are we gonna keep blaming Sony for that? At what point do you blame Phil Spencer, Jason Ronald, and the rest of those guys? They have DX12. That was supposed to be the cure all, the end all, be all. I don't know, man, but we spent a lot of money, and PlayStation 5 was just smoking that ass. Not only do you have the better running version of the multiplats, you have the exclusives, right? That showcase the hardware, shows the hardware, the 3D audio, the instant loading, the just everything, the ray trace, and it's crazy. PlayStation 5 has better ray tracing than the Xbox, and I heard PlayStation was using software ray tracing, and the Xbox had full to the metal hardware ray tracing. But if Sony's software solution is kicking your hardware solution ass, like, and these dudes, they didn't. I don't know, man. They're getting more and more violent, and I'm afraid somebody's going to get hurt. All the death threats and all the crazy shit that these dudes are doing. I don't know. It's crazy. You're right, Carol. They're still blaming Dunny D. Dunny D left 4 months into the Xbox One generation back in 2013. He left like January, February of 2014. You still blaming that man. That man been on 10 jobs since, and you still blaming that man. They will not blame Phil Spencer. Y'all remember the 40 to 60 frames delta on the GPU alone? I remember that. I remember. I think we all remember. Jeff B. Gaming, what's good, player? Ryan, what's good? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. At this point in time, even if this Blizzard Activision deal go through, I don't think it's gonna make a difference. But let's say it does go through, then what? Besides them just taking all the old Call of Duties and all the old games and throwing it into Game Pass, which we've already beat in the previous generations, I don't know. What value does that bring? Maybe the next Call of Duty, if it closes, it may be in Game Pass. But according to the FTC and CMA UK and the European Union, they want Call of Duty. They don't even want that to be a part of the option. They want them to sell that off or not even be included in that. That, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and some of the other games. So we'll see how that's going to work out. But if that deal goes through, kudos. If it doesn't, then what's the next move? What is the next move? Neil, he said Sony, he said J-Dub, without Sony, Call of Duty dies. Listen, the majority of the fan base of Call of Duty is on PlayStation. So if you take that fan base, if you take that away from that install base, your game dies. It's like 65 to 70% of PlayStation people, is on. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's one reason that Microsoft, they stopped marketing, they stopped vying and spending money for the rights of Call of Duty. Because there was no sense to keep spending all of these millions of dollars and you have such a small fan base that buys the game anyway. Money back, COD fans will go where COD is. Listen, I get it, but you got to understand, for those that don't have an Xbox, that's cool for the COD fans that have an Xbox, but if you don't have an Xbox, will people really go out and spend $500 just to play COD? Or will they play it on their PC? I mean, you got people crying out, I don't want to spend $500 for VR. I don't want to spend $400 for a PS5. Now you're going to tell them to go buy a X Series X to play Call of Duty? $500 for just that one game? And the inferior version of the game? I don't know. So with all of these conspiracy theories that Windows Central and some of the other guys, shout out to D-Batch and the rest of those guys, man, the RDX dudes, they refuse to put blame where it solely lies. I believe the split memory, because some of the developers talked about that. Having a fast memory and then a slow memory like they did last generation with the ESRAM, which was really fast, but everything else was the DDR3, which was really slow. So I don't know. $500 to play COD? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, that's saying that Microsoft instantly 30 million people are going to go out and buy Xboxes just to play COD. That means Microsoft is going to sell 30 million consoles just for that one game. They didn't even do that with Halo. They couldn't even get people buy Xboxes for Halo. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that would be crazy. Honestly, if you put gamers in that type of category, I believe they're just not gonna, that game is gonna die. Those people are not gonna spend $500 for one game. Look, I'll spend $100 for a game, but I ain't finna spend no $500 just for that one game. David Samir, what's good, player? What's good? Glad to see you over here, man. Glad to see you over here. Hope everything's doing good, man. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody in the chat. Got that Smeecy already. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the PSVR. I've been playing PSVR all day, man. I'm just a little bit exhausted, actually. But it is a game changer. And I play VR. I race VR, and I race in the Assetto Corsa Competizione and R Factor 2 and stuff like that on the PC with the Quest 2, and I got the CV1 and the Vive. This is a game changer. This is a fucking console. This is a console. I never thought I'd see the day. I know with the PSVR 1, I was hoping that they would do full grid support with Gran Turismo Sport and stuff like that, but it just didn't have the power. And I understand it is what it is, but I mean, I think these guys have kind of answered a lot of our prayers with this VR, for at least for us sim racers. Now you got a lot of PC guys coming over to GT7. Now you're getting an influx. So guess what? These guys are going out buying PSVRs. They're going out and buying PlayStation 5s. Now the next, I hope, Assetto Corsa competition is already on the PS5. I hope there's a patch to do the VR support. There's VR support on the PC, so we'll see. Overdone. I got my meme, man. I got my meme. My life experience meme. I got it. I appreciate you, man. You know I'm gonna beat him across the head with that. Baldur's Gate, a next generation only game. They can't get running on Xbox. Why? We got some of the guys blaming Sony, saying that Sony spending all that money to. Oh my God, gee. I mean, I've heard some of the most craziest shit. Y'all have seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Queen says that all Xbox fans care about this Game Pass. Listen, they only care about that because Phil told them to care about that. Their gaming habits change with whatever Phil Spencer and Microsoft tell them to change it to. These guys were all about the hardware, the power, and then you haven't heard them talk about the power in forever, right? It was all about exclusives. Then exclusives didn't matter. Now it's about Starfield. It's exclusives matter, right? So they're all over the place. But I'm just saying, even just as an Xbox gamer, why are these games running like shit on my console, which has way more power than that console, the other console? I don't understand that. And listen, I heard that Starfield is 30 frames a second. Yep, 30 frames a second. So we'll see. I think the excuses the Xbox guys are going to use is, oh, well, it's Bethesda and they were making the game before Microsoft bought them. You know, the typical stuff that they normally say. It's wild. It's wild out there. We'll see, man. We're gonna see what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna be honest. If Starfield doesn't hit the way that it needs to hit, it can't just come out and be a regular game, right? It can't be like a Atomic Hearts, a mediocre game. It has to be the God of War for Xbox. That's right. It has to be the God of War for Xbox. Oh man, my brother Stuart Stokes. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Stuart Stokes, my brother with the 5-piece. He said, honestly, I believe it's more a RAM issue. I feel like there will be a RAM add-on like the N64 days, or some next generation games will be streaming only on the Series S. Listen, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that. They're going to have to find some way to fix this issue. I don't know if that's what they're going to have a revision, come up with like a pro style, but even then, you can't do that. You already have what, 18 to 19 million consoles out there. And I don't think software is going to be able to fix that issue that they have. Crazy shit, man. That's crazy. Like John Shun. They went from the world's most powerful console to the world's most skipped console. Listen, this is not just one game that's being skipped. This is a lot of these games are being skipped. Xbox is getting the ass end of a lot of this stuff. Gorilla, shout out to you. He said, what racing wheel do you use for GT7 on PSVR? I have the Fanatic DD Pro wheel. But I've always been in the Fanatic line. So prior to that, I had the Club Sport. I got all the Club Sport wheels, the racing rims. I have the Club Sport 2 pedals. And I have a Sim Experience for PC. I have a Sim Experience AccuForce Pro 2, the second revision. That's my force feedback wheel for PC. Direct drive. On the other hand, on my Formula One rig that I have, I'm using the Thrustmaster GT. The TGT is what it's called. That was basically the wheel that they designed and made for Gran Turismo Sport. But it works on a PS5, same functionality and everything. It's just not direct drive, which is fine. But the wheel right now is on sale. You guys can get it for like a little package, like $500. Go to fanatic.com. And I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but FANATEC. A USB attached memory. See, I don't think that the bus for that USB port is fast enough. For that, I just don't think it's fast enough. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that external storage card, maybe they have some kind of RAM add-on for that. You know, like storage on top of that. That will work. That will work. Like the Nintendo 64, just like you said earlier, that will work. Paul Rodriguez, what's good, player? Shout out to you, man. Long time no see. Long time no see. I'm just being honest. It's just, this shit is crazy. The mere fact that you have all these T-flops and you have all of this stuff, man, and this shit is not working worth a damn. I don't get it. I'm gonna be honest. I'll tell everybody, man, take your damn X Series X to GameStop, get you $200-$300 for it, spend your $399, get your digital PS5. And you got your VR, you got your exclusives, you got your God of Wars, your Spider-Mans, your Wolverines. I mean, you got all that stuff, right? You got all your JRPGs, you got your, you know, your Final Fantasies, the whole suite of Final Fantasies, all your Personas, you got all of that stuff. Your Horizons. ACL says, so of all of VRs you have, where does PSVR 2 sit amongst the rest of VR headsets? I'll be honest. I like this one the best, bar none. Not only from a visual quality, right? Because it has HDR, it's 4K HDR, but it has the haptic feedback. And so a lot of the games I'm playing, like if I get shot or I get punched or something like that, or even if I'm racing GT and I crash, or I get hit, I feel it in the head. I'm playing football, I get tackled, I feel it. And that immersion is, I mean, that's priceless. And VR is all about immersion. That's what it's about. 99.9% of VR is that immersive experience. So I'll be honest, it's the best out there, and it's the best for money can buy. The only thing that comes close, right, is a $1,600 unit. That's just for the VR. That doesn't include, you know, a high-end PC and the power to run it. So spend $399, get your PS5. Spend, you know, $499, get your VR. You good, man, for a whole generation. Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. If Sony sat down at the table and say, hey, look, this is what we finna do. We're gonna launch these games in the first 2 years. VR gonna drop in the third year. I mean, the end of the second year. And then everything else is just about games. We don't need no more hardware or nothing. It's just games from here on out. Sony pretty much wrapped up this generation already. I mean, it's it. They really don't have to do nothing else for the rest of the generation. Just release their games. That's it. Xbox got a lot to do, man. They got the games. They got to sort out this hardware and stuff. These games running janky. You got developers crying at, you know, the Series S is holding it back and all that stuff. Lewis H, what's good, player? What's good? Fernando, I see you. Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a minute. I'm back, though. You know, sometimes you got to take a break. Sometimes you got to take a break. But y'all know I'm, you know, always on Twitter. I took a little hiatus from Twitter. Came back to Twitter. Shout out to Elon Musk. He gave me my original account back. But think about it. That Sony is pretty much set for the generation. What's the release date for Starfield? What's the release date for Forza? Where are all these other games? All the other games that they showed us, the Everwilds of the world, Fable, that was going through development hell, right? All these games, basically all their games were going through development hell. That shit's crazy. Carol said, it's a wrap. Listen, man. Oof. 47 said PSVR has a 10% advantage against a PC with a 3090 Ti. I did not believe it at first, but it is confirmed. Yes, that's true. A developer said that. Now that's not going to be every game, right? But the developers, I mean, take that with the developer. That's a developer found it easy to program for the PS5. Folks, you know, PC guys gonna get mad at that. But it's true. Think about it. With a PC, you have so many components you have to deal with, right? Because a PC is a multi-purpose box versus a console. It's a specific set. You know what you're gonna get for the 150 million customers you're gonna get down the road. You know exactly what the hardware is. Never gonna change. It is what it is, and so you can optimize for that. It's a purpose. It only has one purpose, and that's to play games. This is why console will always be the best purchase. Consoles will always beat PC where it matters. And that's price to performance. Think about it, this generation, if you want to play games at 120, the option's there. If you want to play at 4K 60, the option's there. If you want to play at 1440p, the option is there. They literally, if you want to play with ray tracing, the option is there. They literally took all the excuses that we had from last generation of what we wanted, and they gave it to us in this generation. High fidelity VR, guess what? We playing high fidelity VR. Look, I'm gonna be honest. If Starfield is a dud, it's a wrap. If this Activision Blizzard deal doesn't go through, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I mean, either way, I'm gonna be honest. There is no scenario at this point in time for Xbox that I'm looking at that I could see them being able to capitalize and do what they really need to do. It's just the truth. You gotta have games, man. Not only just regular games, but you gotta have good games. Where's Fable? Elder Scrolls 6 gonna release in the next 20 years. So I don't know, man. Listen, if you have a PSVR, I'm telling you now, get GT7, get Horizon Forbidden West, get some of these games. They're amazing. Just the experience. I was playing the drum game, the like Hero. It's like Guitar Hero, but it's with drum. It was like Drum Hero or something like that. It only cost $20. And man, I'm just out there just rocking. The good music, it's like, it just put a big smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? Omar said, J-Dub, do you want a PS5 Pro? No. I see no need for a PS5 Pro at the moment. What is that Pro going to give me that I can't have now with my PS5? Remember, it's guys, consoles are not a PC, right? It's not a PC. So you don't want to have to keep, like, PC guys, right? Go and spend $2,000 on a video card, knowing in the next 6 months a new one gonna come out, and they're gonna try to get that one. It's a never-ending cycle, and they never have any games to take advantage of it, right? That's just what it is. That's literally just what it is. You know, but people get into PC gaming for their own reasons. You know, I got into it because I do a lot of video editing. I do a lot of other stuff. I race in VR and stuff like that. So that was the platform for me. But now there's an alternative option with the console. That's why I say that's good, though. That's good. That's good for gamers. ACO said 4K HDR on an OLED display, 120, some next level shit. Yeah, listen, it is, man. It is. Listen, we got Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, we got Silent Hill 2, we got, what else we got? Let me think. It's some more stuff we got. I'm trying to think. What else that we got coming this year? I think Factions is going to drop this year. I'm not sure. We got that and some other games. And they haven't even had their showcase, right? They haven't even had their PlayStation showcase. So I'm going to be honest. If they can get through this year with those games. Oh, Stellar Blade. Forgot about that. Stellar Blade. Listen. I am really looking forward to Firewall Ultra. Yep, the rumor, the Metal Gear Solid remake. Walter, absolutely, man. I'm back, man. VR got me back, baby. VR got me back. Terrence Singh said the PS5 is the most powerful console. Absolutely. Listen, there is no doubt in my mind that Mark Cerny was absolutely right and Jason Ronald was absolutely wrong. The way Mark Cerny, what he said, and you remember guys used to poke fun at him when he was doing his PS5 breakdown and how he was saying, he said it's dangerous to go by T-flops as a benchmark for performance in gaming. He said it's dangerous to do that because there's so many other moving parts. He said you have to take everything in the culmination of parts to get the outcome that you want. You just can't throw a bunch of stuff. And you know what? And that's actually right. Because look, even with PCs, right? You get games all the time that are not optimized properly. And dudes got 4090s and games running like shit. We just had some games running like shit everybody was crying about. Forspoken, I think Hogwarts at the beginning, some other games. Dudes crying about it. You know, and they have, that's 100 T-flops there. And so that don't mean nothing, right? Because they still don't have a racer that looks better than Gran Turismo. They don't have games that look better than Spider-Man. I mean, you know, they got to wait for PlayStation ports in order to show the power of their graphics card. But even still, you know, the price $399 versus $1,600 just for the GPU, not including the PC and everything else. And you know, I don't like to bring up the, I don't like to bring in the PC, bring up the PC. Stuart Stokes, again, my brother, the $5. Just a thought. I know a lot of people say The Last of Us Part 1 remake was unnecessary. What if it was remade with PSVR 2 in mind and an update is coming soon? Can you imagine playing The Last of Us in VR? Man, with the clickers and stuff coming to, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would like to see it. But you know, you always gonna get those dudes, oh, this is unnecessary. Steady Flow was good with your player. I am live, my brother. I am live and indirect. PlayStation has about 32 million plus consoles in customers' homes in 2 years. So I mean, on average, that's 16 million per year. Granted, there was a shortage because of the pandemic and everything, but now that that's over, you can just go into Walmart or Target or Best Buy, whatever, just pick up one. You can order on Amazon right now. Bari, Jay Bari, my brother, what's good, man? Taryn, True Virgil, Zero Steel. Man, I got the whole family here today. Y'all know I ain't did a live stream in a minute. I attempted to do some VR stuff last night, but shit wasn't working. But it is what it is. Omar, do I work in IT? I can't say, brother. I can't say. I can't say. Neil say he's cool with the Steam Deck. Listen, Bari, I just been playing PSVR, man, for the last 10 hours, man. I had a haircut, and then when I was done with my 10 hour of racing and shooting and everything else, man, I grew an afro. You know what I'm saying? Oof. My brother in the age, quick. That's that greatness, man. Yeah, we got a family reunion in here for real. We got all of the heavy hitters in here. My brother Bari and Persona and everybody else, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Oh, you like that thumbnail? Yeah, man. I had to do that. I had to mess with my man D Batch, man. The boys is out there. Bari say he just woke back up. Yeah, buddy. That's another thing about VR too, man, is it basically tricks your brain into thinking that it's literally reality. And so you can be in some intense situations and stuff and you can actually feel tired, like exhausted. I mean, I was racing for maybe 2 hours straight. That's how I was able to capture all this footage and stuff in VR. And I went through my capture card, the Elgato, I got a bunch of them, but the Elgato 4K 60S Plus. And if you guys haven't heard about that one, it's a really good one because you can record, like you don't have to have a PC. You can just record it straight to a SD card. And that's what I did. I just captured everything to SD card. Once I was done, I took the SD card out, popped it in my PC, start doing my edits and everything, and then just I got it playing in the background now for you guys to see. But I'm not gonna lie, man, the PSVR 2 has just put a big smile on my face. It's everything I've ever wanted. I feel like as a gamer, I'm fulfilled right now. I'm fulfilled. I got no more wants at this point in time. Sony has fulfilled their obligations to me as a gamer. So my $399 purchase or $499 purchase, whichever edition you got of PS5, They've made good by it this generation. They've given you everything that you kind of wanted, right? You got your highest fidelity VR. You got your all the stuff, RDNA features, the ray tracing, all that stuff, the instant, all that stuff. Yo, Lincoln Clay, man, listen, we be beating D Batch's legs in the DM, man. Brother went out there. They sent him out there, man. They sent him out there to try to downplay PSVR 2. Now he's saying it was something called more or something, and it's bad and all kind of stuff. It's like, bro, just fall back. Let people have fun with the VR. It's okay. Xbox will get it eventually. Maybe not. I don't know. But he has a PlayStation. It's like, just enjoy your PlayStation, man. Who else said, he said, when do you think we're getting a Spider-Man 2? I'm gonna be honest, I think we'll get it this fall. Now, here's the thing. We got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming, I believe, this holiday. We got Silent Hill 2 coming, I believe, this holiday. Spider-Man 2 is probably going to be in the fall. Maybe September, October. But it has to be before that November and December timeframe, because you got a bunch of, that will overshadow everything. You don't want to release those games or any other game around Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is going to be your system seller. It's going to be the reason that people don't get their hands on a PS5 for another year and a half because of that game. Rebirth, it could slip into 2024. It could. But according to them, they were just like wrapping the game up. They was fine tuning and stuff. The last that I heard from Final Fantasy Rebirth. So, but let's say it's 2024. Okay, we got Final Fantasy 16 coming out this June. Man, I can't wait to get my hand on that thing. Sheesh. Yeah, the PlayStation, Juha. PlayStation sold 7.2 million units from November and December, just from those 2 months. January, I believe they sold another 2 million or something like that. But Jim Ryan said that all the stock shortage is over. So yeah, they're gonna be cranking out probably 2-3 million units a month. Whatever they're shipping is selling. So and the crazy thing about it is, now that they're stocked, it's beating the Switch now for the 5th week straight in Japan. And that was one of those things is people wonder, well, why is it not selling good in Japan? It's like, okay, well, now we see it was because there was no stock there. Sony gives all this priority to the Western market because that's their biggest fan base, to Europe and in the US. Xboxes, man, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see them selling more consoles than they sold last generation. Last generation they sold 48.2 million consoles. I don't see them selling more than that. Their first initial how they got to 18-19 million units was based on Halo and based on all the people that bought it in anticipation of these games coming. Now that people know what shape they're in, people not buying that shit. Walter said, RDX sent that black man out there. Listen, man, my man D, man, I don't know, man. He always jumping out there. He's always the fall guy for something. I hate doing him like that, but man, I told him before he went out there with that shit. I said, D, don't do that. We tried to tell him. D went out there anyway. Now he getting his legs broke. Carol says, Sony still should have prioritized Japan, though. Yeah, they should, but here's the thing. Japan is really turned into a mobile market. So they're playing, the bulk of their gamers are on their cell phones. So if you're going to take consoles away from the US market and the European market and give it to Japan, that is a market of people playing cell phones, I don't think that that's necessarily, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going by the numbers and what they've been saying. I'll be honest. That market, because it's handheld, that's why Switch is a huge deal over there. I mean, you can try to cater to that market, but you know, they're always on the go. They're on the subway. They're always on the go. They're doing their thing, right? Damn, I don't know. I think, you know, I think Sony, they have the metrics. They see the numbers. They see what the market is doing over there. I mean, Sony is a Japanese company. So clearly they would know, right? Their headquarters and everything, they would know. I think maybe, you know, I don't know. Billy Akira, what's good, player? What's good? What's good with you? Welcome. Franco Tech, what's good? Manny Loco, shout out to you, player. Listen, I'm just saying, I think now that Japan has stock, now they're selling, right? Their consoles are selling now that the numbers done push way up. So now that they're stock, I don't see this. I honestly believe PlayStation 5 will surpass the PlayStation 4 in total sales. I honestly believe that. I can say they would be at 50, 60 million consoles sold right now if it wasn't for that shortage. These dudes had a shortage for 2 whole years. Now that they've cleared it out, you see they're at 32 plus million. They sold 7 million in 2 months. Now they got the big bangers coming, right? You got your Final Fantasy 16, you got your Silent Hill, which everybody, you know, for those who like that game, that's coming. You got your PSVR. You got all of the games that come with VR. You call it them out. Listen, we're finna get Horizon Burning Shores, right? That's another game I can't wait to play in a couple months. And that's next gen only. Absolutely, that's me. See, he said PS5 outsold Switch 5 times in a row in Japan. Absolutely. So that tells you it was really because it was just a lack of stock. But there's a good relationship there with, you know, clearly with PlayStation and the Japan. So the developers, you guys know the developer that pretty much, the guy that was at the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush. I'm be honest, he was a huge asset for Microsoft, and he's no longer there now. He quit. It wouldn't shock me if he ends up at PlayStation. Sony has those partnerships. Yeah, Shinji Mikami. I'm like, y'all finally got a W under your belt, and they finally got a dub, and man, everybody leaving. Oh, he retired. Okay, that's cool. They say he's retired. Star said, when we getting that PlayStation showcase? I think rumors have it now by some of the guys, insiders and stuff like that. They're saying before E3, before the E3 timeframe. So that's maybe May, the May timeframe. I can't wait, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, that'll be some if the deal for Microsoft goes through, or if it doesn't go through, and the next day Sony announces the showcase. That means they've been waiting this whole time specifically for that. That'll be funny. That'll be hilarious. OC Reed, what's good? What's good, player? Good to see you, man. Listen, man, if I tell you, oh, Dog Zone, I didn't think about that. So he said after the Wolverine game, what if they did a deal for the Hulk? I don't know. I think more Marvel. I'm gonna be honest. It can't do Iron Man because somebody else is making an Iron Man game. But what other characters? I mean, we know WB got the whole DC thing. What other characters besides Spider-Man and Wolverine? A Thor game? I guess a Thor hook would kind of be similar to the same, right? Just a smash type game. I don't know. I would love to get an X-Men game, but Wolverine, I'll take it, man. By the way, this Wolverine is supposed to take place before. I don't know if it's before Wolverine. I read this article a while back. This was last year, but they was trying to place the time frame of where Wolverine is. I think it was before he meets the X-Men. Because I was wondering, we're gonna get a cameo from like Xavier X, or if we're gonna get some tie-ins, maybe maybe see some of the other X-Men characters before they became, maybe Storm before Storm was Storm or something like that. Magneto, some kind of way, I don't know. But the story don't really, I guess, depending on the time frame, probably wouldn't match up. Ghost Rider. We hadn't had a good Ghost Rider game. But then again, you're on a motorcycle, you got some chains. I don't know. They just really have to be Spawn. I'm just thinking, just any comic character. What would they allow Insomniac to do? Billy, hey, I'll tell you this, man. Dying Light 1 and 2 in VR. Listen, man, can you imagine running, like using the things to run, the controllers to run? Punisher. See, whatever game that they have, I'm glad they're making Wolverine a mature rated game, because you got to have the blood, man. You got to have that blood and the ripping of the limbs and stuff. Else it's not gonna. Deadpool would be really cool. Even the Deadpool game on the 360 was pretty good. Blade. What if they do a Blade? And they're working on a movie now, so I don't know. I could see that. Omar Jay, do you think Microsoft could let COD for that? No, Microsoft has already said that COD is part of that. They wanted part of the deal. Remember, originally they kept saying that they kept downplaying COD. Oh, COD is not this, and we're doing it for the mobile thing. We're doing it for the mobile space. We want to compete with Google and Apple. And then so the CMA recommended, okay, well, pull COD, since you're doing it for that. Pull COD out of the deal. By the way, pull Overwatch and World of Warcraft and some of the other services games out of that, since you're doing it. Microsoft was like, no, that's part of the deal. It's like, okay, then we'll stop pump faking. A Matrix game in VR. Well, we got that demo, the Unreal Engine 5 demo. I want to see a finished game of that. You know what I'm saying? A polished game. Killzone VR. Hey, that'll be dope, Manny. Listen, if them boys say, hey, we're releasing Killzone or Resistance in VR, man, dude, y'all gonna see some tears come down my eye. Deviation could make a COD-like game for Sony. Here's the thing, man. COD is COD, and there's so many clones out there. It's not enough just to be a clone. You have to create a whole new game and monetize it like COD and gravitate and get the people that will be like COD. But in order for that to happen, it has to be everywhere. It has to be on every platform. So that means it has to be on PC, it has to be on PlayStation, it has to be on mobile, it has to be everywhere. That's how COD survived, by being everywhere. I don't know if you know it or not, but COD, Call of Duty Mobile is huge. Rumor is Killzone is coming in VR. Listen, I would love for that to be the case, man. Socom, oh my God. Dude, can you imagine? Y'all getting me emotional, man. Yep, we got Ghost of Tsushima 2 by Sucker Punch. We gotta wait for see their next. According to rumors, they're working on multiple games, and they got the movie coming. I can't wait to see what's going on with this Twisted Metal TV show. Socom VR. Oh my God, Lord, that would be crazy. Listen, we finally have the technology now. We finally have the console. We have the VR. We have everything that we need to embrace a Socom or a Resistance or another Killzone. Hey, that'll be mad. That'll be mad. Now here's the thing, right? Sony has delivered on its fronts of what people pretty much was asking them for. Sony, where's the 1440p? Where's all of these other features, the VRS, the ALLM, and all that stuff? They update that stuff. Where is, all this stuff is there. So from a feature set standpoint, they've held up their end of the obligation of what gamers were asking them for. They gave you an easy way to upgrade. That's another point I want to talk about. The whole SSD debacle. Sony got knocked for having people upgrade their SSD in the PlayStation 5 at the beginning of 2020, 2021. They got dinged for that. Well, now the roles are reversed. Now the price of SSD come way down, and you can get for $100 for like a 2 terabyte. Just for 1 terabyte, the Xbox Series drive, that little Seagate drive is still like $239. So, I mean, it's double the cost. So most people are getting let's think like 200 bucks, 220 bucks. You can get like a 4 terabyte SSD for your PS5. Big Daddy X was good, player, was good. You think the video games, TV shows is a good idea? Listen, it's working, right, for The Last of Us. Now, here's the thing. The reason I think it's working is because the creator of the director of the video game is actually there working with the director to make sure the shit is good and to make sure that it's true to the game, because they know what the gamers want. They know what the gamers like. And so you have to be there to curate that. If not, you just let somebody who's not into video games, they don't know about video games, they don't care about video games, they direct something, it's going to be trash. And that's what we've gotten in the past. That's why all those video games to movie transitions and stuff like that have always been trash. But now you actually have the creator of the game and the director working hand in hand. And that's why The Last of Us is so successful. And here we are in 2023, right? It took all these years. We've been getting shitty video game to TV shows and movie. I mean, y'all remember the Street Fighter movie? Enough said, right? I was a kid. I loved it because I didn't know no better, but that shit was trash. Oh, man. Y'all know that shit was trash. Mortal Kombat was a little bit better. It was still trash. In modern day, it was cheesy and trash. So I don't know. Craig Madison is a huge fan of the game and has played it a ton. Listen, man, that's good. I do know that Pedro Pascal and everybody else, they said that they didn't want them to play the game because they didn't want to try to imitate the game. They wanted them to be them. And so they wanted to be a natural reaction and not you just spouting some China, it kind of comes off corny. So I think, and a lot of people's like, oh, that's going to be bad, but I like, it turned out fine. So, my brother's sick. Shout out to you, No Cap Podcast. My brother's sick, man. Thank you, man, for the $10. He said, glad to see you back streaming. What's good, dub? Hey, man, I just did a 10-hour stint in VR. Woo! Exhausted, my brother. After this, I'm gonna get back on it, though. I'm getting back on it. Getting back on it. But I do want the Ghost of Tsushima movie. I think that's gonna knock it out the park. Because it's kind of easy to do that, right? It's easy to do a movie like that versus, because that is a story. You're basically enacting a story. Games like Twisted Metal, God of War, and stuff like that, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too hyped for them doing a God of War TV show or a movie. I'm not hyped for that at all. Link, what's good, player? What's good with you? Y'all hit that like button if you can. If not, no worries, man. I'm just glad y'all here. Plus Ultra, what's good with you? Yeah, the God of War movie, man. Listen, the reason I don't want them to do that, because it's going to be so much controversy over that game and over that movie. It's gonna be bad. I just don't want to have that discussion. I don't want to have that discussion. So let's just say we'll just leave it there. DDP said hello, FTC. Hey man, Sick be having me rolling with his songs, man. I heard that shit. I was like, man, bro be killing it out here. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna jump back on that Call of the Mountain. I bought that kayak game, Kayak VR. Oh, that game is so serene and relaxing. I was in Antarctica or whatever. I was in the Arctic and I was kayaking and I went up to some penguins and stuff and they were sliding down a little thing. That shit looked so realistic. The music, it's not a Guitar Hero, but it's Drum Hero. It's guys, get that game. It's only $20. It's worth it. I mean, I was rocking out. I was literally rocking out. Dark Zone said GT7 is fire in VR. I'm also loving Resident Evil 8 in VR. Absolutely. Listen, man, I'm playing Resident Evil 8. I'm trying to find Lady D. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to that part, man. We need to have some conversations. I need to be able to look up at her. Drums rock, yep. And the good thing about it, I have the PlayStation camera. So I plan on hooking it up where I can stream me playing that game in VR. Yeah, man, Lady D, man. Hey, I got me a ladder. I'm being VR on the ladder talking to, I gotta talk to her eye to eye. Yeah, man. You already know. Hey, Richard Rodriguez, shout out to you, brother. $2 to tell J-Rock he a chump. PlayStation game. Big facts. Big facts, man. Hey, y'all know PlayStation is where it's at. The community is where it's at. The console is where it's at. The games is where it's at. VR is where it's at. It's just the place to be, man. And I'm gonna be honest, if you've been waiting for the last 10 years on Xbox to do something, to come up, to compete, man, listen, I feel sorry for you. Yeah, we got whole PlayStation Nation up in here. You know what I'm saying? The bots can come in too. I call myself trying to, I got my Xbox Series X shirt on. I'm trying to entice them to come over here and maybe hear what they don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? You can't be stuck in an Xbox only bubble. If not, you end up tackling and trying to fight journalists. You end up sending death threats and just being an angry individual. It's okay, man. We got games over here. If you ain't got games yet, it's okay. Come over here. And it's crazy because all those Xbox guys will swear up and down they own a PlayStation 5. I got a PlayStation 4. Well, why are you threatening people over it? Why are you threatening people because they said something about Xbox? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, if Jim Ryan wasn't giving me what I wanted, if he wasn't giving me the games that I wanted, if he wasn't giving me the VR that I wanted, I could care less. Listen, even right now, he's giving me all of this. And I can tell most people in this chat, none of us care for Jim Ryan. We don't give a damn about him. As long as he's giving us the games, we don't care. Let that man rock. See, the PlayStation community don't care about the execs. We could care two shits about the execs. We care about the console and the games. And at the end of the day, that should be all gamers. And I believe the same thing with Nintendo fans, right? Whether it was Reggie Fils-Aimé or whoever's there now, like, who cares? They're getting games. Their needs are being met, so they could care. Xbox is only guys that fawn over the executive dudes. I'm a grown ass man. I don't fawn over no dude. I could care less. I mean, Levon said, J-Dub, you gotta admit, the Xbox Series consoles are great retro gaming machines. Listen, man, I have a brand new unopened Project Scorpio and a day one Scarlet sitting in my closet. Never touched, never opened. I got that in my closet. I also have it's in there with my collection with my PS4 Metal Gear Solid 5. I got the theme console for that. I got the Metal Gear Solid 4 theme console PlayStation 3 in the box, never unopened, never open. Those I'm hoping, let's say 20 years from now, they'd be worth a lot of money or something. God forbid, but Kojima, no longer be with us. I know that the value is gonna go skyrocket through the roof. I mean, if they release another Metal Gear Solid game, I mean, the value is just gonna be fucking bananas. Philip, what's good, my brother? What is good? Man, I got everybody in the house. I got the whole family here, man. I got the whole fam. Money bag. Zero still Sony going PC. It's okay. See, I'm not even that mad at some of those games going to PC anymore. You know why? Because them shit selling like ass. They didn't move the needle like people thought that it was going to move the needle. People thought that all the PC guys are going to show up and buy all the games, and for a PC to have an install base of 2 billion people, proclaim 2 billion gamers on PC, I think Returnal sold like shit. Some of the other games sell like shit. I mean, pretty much all the PlayStation games sell like shit on PC for the most part compared to the console. And the PC has a bigger install base. Sinister, absolutely. He said J-Dub is the bane of all Xbox clowns. Big facts. Listen, man, I'm just trying to get them out of the Xbox bubble. Just focus on the games. If you focus on the games, man, you'll be good. But these dudes don't focus on the games. They focus on everything else but games. They focus on the services. They focus on the executives. And I'm gonna be honest, as a Xbox Series X owner, I want some games on this shit, not the Tinky Winkies. I didn't spend $500 and I wouldn't promise the world's most powerful console to play Hi-Fi Rush. Not saying it's a bad game. I'm not. It's a good game. I played it. I think it's a great game for those who like it. But that's not why I bought that. If I would have bought the Series S, I'd say, all right, cool. That's what I expect. But I bought the Series X. Manny Loco. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know what Microsoft can do. I don't know what they can do to change their fortune. I think it's a little bit too little, too late. I think it's too little, too late for them. I think it's a wrap. I think this generation is over, guys. Bots want you to believe that you bought a Series X for the Falconeer. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Dreamwalker, my brother, is in the house. Man, shout out to you. Salute, brother. My brother, you finally caught me live, man. You know, I took a hiatus like 6 months last year. The last 6 months of the year, I just took a break. Decided to come back, start putting some more content on the channel. I got VR, so there's a lot of content there. Now we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. A lot of stuff to talk about. We don't have to wait to E3. You know what I'm saying? We got greatness right now. All those VR games, all those PlayStation games. We got more PlayStation games coming. It's just a great time. It's just a great time to be a PlayStation gamer and a Nintendo gamer. I mean, they got, you know, let's face it. You got Nintendo has their GOTY this year. PlayStation got their GOTY this year, Spider-Man 2. If not Final Fantasy 16, even if Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth drop at the end of the year, it's a possibility. If that Silent Hill 2 and the Metal Gear rumored game come out, man. If Factions come out, man. I want to see gameplay of Wolverine. I don't care if it's a 5-second snippet. I want somebody to leak that joint. Just tell me what we gonna get. I want to see Wolverine slashing somebody's head off, arms off. I want that shit to be a gore fest. Big time. See, and that's the thing about it is people been discounting PlayStation and what their first party studios are working on because they've been quiet. But every time they quiet, man, that they're dangerous. That's gonna be crazy. And then if y'all look and see what Sony are doing, like I think in Russia they have the Kratos axe, like big 2-story building size axe. They got a PS5 like literally in Japan, like a big 2-story size, like, and then they have the Thunderjaw in Italy or some other place. Like they doing all of these advertisement. This shit is crazy. They just had freaking Ozzy Osbourne, the legend of rock and roll, in a fucking PSVR commercial. That's crazy. Like they're the marketing kings of this shit. You don't take that lightly. When they're quiet, that means they're deadly. That means they're something's about to happen. So I'm gonna be honest, I really wasn't mad at them for not really showing anything, because as long as you're releasing games, you're good. Just release games, that's all I ask. And here's the thing, they haven't even shown us the big stuff. They just showing us some stuff, right? But the big stuff. They're really kind of putting like their third party and second party partners and the indie team, they're kind of putting them up on a pedestal right now, and then they're gonna backdoor with the first party stuff, with the big stuff. I know the stuff that you want to see. I know that. It won't be a state of play. It'll be a PlayStation showcase. That's what they call it. The state of plays are the smaller events. The showcases, that's where you get to the big shit. That's where you get the stuff that people go crazy for. You know what I'm saying? I do like state of plays though. Whether it's something in there for you or me or somebody else, it's fine. But I like them. This last one that they had, there was some games that I was interested in that I saw. I'm there, man. Resident Evil 4, that's day one. There's going to be a VR mode, same like what we have with Resident Evil Village right now. So we get to play the game in VR. It's crazy. We all made PlayStation Nation says Xbox needs to go away. I want Sega back. Listen. Now, I know some people just gonna call me a fanboy when I say that, but I say that with a heavy heart. I say that, Paul G, was good, my brother. Long time no see, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you. It's not because a person hates Xbox, right? It's because we remember when Xbox was great. Do y'all remember when Mike Tyson was boxing, right? But like his last 3 or 4 fights, you wanted him to just stop, because it's like, man, stop, man. Like, don't do that. You want to remember your legend on top. You want to have those fun memories of the stuff. You don't want them to keep going to where the last memory you see is them just getting their ass busted and washed by some gym rats. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that with Xbox. The fun memories from the OG Xbox and the 360 era, when they were actually fighting for our dollars. They were fighting. They was getting everything. They got GTA, right? They got all kind of stuff that they were really giving PlayStation a run for its money. There was, you know, fucking, there was biting Sony at one point in time. And then they were never able to recover from the Xbox One era. And this is just this generation is just an extension of the Xbox One era, I feel. And I'm gonna be honest, I would rather for them to get out of gaming, let somebody else come in and take that torch. That don't mean that Sony's all of a sudden gonna stop giving us games. They can't. Nintendo and Sony are the two companies that can't stop doing whatever they're doing now. They can't, because that's what their bread and butter is, gaming. Now, back when Sony was doing all that other goofy shit back in the PS3 era, they got cocky, but PlayStation wasn't their bread and butter. Their TVs and laptops and all that stuff was their bread and butter. And so they realized that, hey, this PlayStation, this gaming thing, let's double down on it. We're gonna make that the focus and the forefront. We're gonna do a big push. We're gonna trim the fat, and PlayStation became their bread and butter. That's how they make, I think, like 60-70% of their revenue comes from the PlayStation. So PlayStation is Sony. Let's see. Yeah, somebody else will come up. There's just too many other people out there trying to get into gaming. Your Amazons, y'all, there's so many other people out there that can come and give it a vile run. Microsoft is just showing you, right? They're just showing you, we're just in this for a certain thing. We're not in there for the artistry of gaming. We're not in there for the love of gaming. We're just in here trying to sell you a goddamn service, because we got these Azure cloud servers. And what other conclusion can you come to after dudes just went all of 2022 with no games? What other conclusion can I come to? If you tell me that you're in it for gaming and you love gaming, and you go a whole year with no games, all right, cool. Yeah, you love gaming. Sure. Anyway, man, I'm about to wrap this stream up, man. I'm gonna jump back on some more VR. I want to see you guys in VR. So if you guys are going to be on GT7 or any of the other games, dude, just send me an invite on PlayStation. Just send me an invite. I'll jump in. Sick. If y'all running Pavlov or something like that a little bit later or something, let me know, man. I want to be in. I want to be in there. But I think I'll be honest, I think that's this generation is the last for Xbox. I don't care how much money they're trying to invest. I think it's the last. And here's the thing, by them being one of the largest publishers, if this deal go through, J-Dub City, Billy Curry on PlayStation, J-Dub City. Impatient Fire, I'm gonna see you, man. Y'all take it easy. I think by them having all of these studios and stuff, they'll be able to sell that allotment of publishers and all that stuff for a huge value, more than what they paid for it. They'll just bundle it together, sell it to somebody, so they'll make money. They won't lose money. So anyway, I'm finna be out of here, man. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming by. I will see y'all on Twitter and see y'all in VR. PlayStation Nation, salute.